on. We're getting it together.
Yes, yes, love. Take your time. Take your time. Is this the girl I've been talking to
Yes.
over email?
Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh.
Aaliyah, we're so happy you're here. If you can see on our faces, seriously.
Yes, I'm literally going through, and you guys are all so gorgeous. I'm so glad that you all are here. Oh, it hurts.
Yes, we're here for you, my love. We love you. If you don't know,
Yes, well,
you
I
know
love you
now.
guys. I love you all. I promise you, I would not be here if it wasn't for y'all. Like, I wouldn't have this testimonial. I wouldn't.
Right. Like big hearts to you. I love you.
Yes, my face.
And I'm letting
So,
everybody in too, Aaliyah, while you're talking. So if people keep
yes,
joining,
no
I'm
worries,
just
no
letting
worries, no
people in,
worries.
okay?
So, we don't get started till 5, but if anybody has any questions, feel free. Unmute yourself, and I'm all ears.
Yes. And Aaliyah, I'm about to make you a co-host too. But yes, y'all, please
Okay.
ask your questions.
Oh my God. I watch you all the time on YouTube. Everybody knows that I love you so much. Like, especially the journey of how you came into YouTube and like where you are now with self-love and peace and like just
Yeah.
calmness. And like, I just love peace. Like, I love having my own peace. I don't like
Mhm.
things bothering me and stuff like that. So, like, watching you really does help me like calm down. Like, your videos are very motivating and all of that. And I just love you. And your dog, Phoebe.
Oh, my baby. I know she's at home right now. Literally, I'm on campus, but I know she's literally at home. Like, where is this girl at? She need to bring her butt home. But thank you so much for being just such a long time supporter. And like you said, if you've been here for a while, I'm sure you already know, like, I have had a roller coaster when it comes to my mental health. So, just being here today and being able to give my testimony and help other people out, it means everything to me, because the main goal when I first started my platform was just to show off. For one, I'm a Midwest girl. I'm literally from the Midwest, Kansas, Oklahoma. I'm trying to think of like other places that are considered the Midwest, but these are all very small areas, and there's not a lot of us out there, if you know what I mean. And especially when it comes to making it out and not falling into that stereotype, it's hard. It's so hard. So that's why I always want to show out. I want to show up for all my girls, especially my educated queens. I love y'all. Y'all always my favorite. I love my educated hotties. But I really am so grateful to be here.
Yes, speak on it.
Yeah.
Yes, y'all. Do
So
y'all have any other questions, my loves?
yes, because I'm trying to see. I don't even know. It's not showing me. Typically, I remember when I have classes on Zoom,
Mhm.
like the person that's speaking will go to the automatic front. Like it'll show up as the big screen,
Yeah,
but it's not
because right
showing
now
me.
you're in the front. Like right now, you're like all I see is you.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out too. Um, Let me see. Does anybody else have any other questions? I'm an open book for anybody. I'm here.
I have a question.
Okay. Oh, hi, Keisha. Is it Keisha?
It's
Keisha?
Kieta. Look at
Keisha. Okay,
you
gotcha.
got it on the second try. Okay. So basically, my question for you is just, so we have seen your growth in your mental health, but I just
Mhm.
wanted to know how you were doing now.
Mhm.
Take the time just to ask you that since you are here for us.
Yes, yes. Well, let me just give you guys like a little rundown. So, I actually moved maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. I got an academic scholarship to come back home. I am located here in Kansas. I'm in Manhattan though this time. I'm originally from Wichita, so Manhattan's about maybe 2.5, 3 hours away from my hometown, but I was presented with an opportunity to come to school here, and I'm so grateful, so blessed, because being on an academic scholarship is absolutely amazing. It was an opportunity that I hadn't gotten an academic scholarship from any school actually, outside of just my hometown. So with me being back home, I feel like that automatically helps me because I'm so close to family, like immediate family. One of the things that I had noticed when I was in Houston or just Atlanta, just in far places, it was kind of hard for me to get in touch with friends or family especially my mom. My mom is on her own. And so it's just me and her. So I have to automatically be there for her. So now that I'm here, it takes kind of like a load off for me, because I have to find that balance of living for myself, but also, not trying to please for my mom, and try, because typically your parents, they want to live through you, and they want you to do everything that they couldn't do. So it's all about finding that balance. And I found that here. For one, I go out a lot more. I'm not even just speaking like going out on the weekends, but getting to know people, getting involved with campus, anything that's going on, because it's so important that you take advantage of all the opportunities that are around you, because we're only young ones. I love to treat myself. And although I feel like the standard ways of treating ourselves is like, oh, go get your nails done and go get a face mask done. These are all physicalities. These are all things that they play a huge part of the outside appearance. I think it's very important that you are staying disciplined, setting boundaries, trying to think other things that are not within the physical appearance, but taking care of yourself, your mental. These are all huge forms of self-love that I didn't really know when I was 16, 17, 18, because I was like so infatuated with like the love of money. And I felt like money could help me make my mental health better. And it doesn't. You can buy so many different things, and girl, you'll be happy temporarily, but it's not gonna get you far. It really is not going to fix how you really feel in real life. So I definitely will say, focus on the things that are not physical, not items, because those are temporary. Focus on your mental health, focus on you, go do things that you personally like to do, because it's so important. And you don't want to lose sight of who you are, because it happens, especially like when you're going through young womanhood and you're out here on your own. So
I have a question.
of course, go ahead.
How did you get comfortable with yourself to switch your content on YouTube? Like, do you ever like obviously like people watched you from when you started to now, and do you ever get like any backlash from people who saying, oh, like they missed your old content and stuff like that? Because like I really do not like when like people take a break from YouTube, let's say it's a year or so, and they come back and they switch their content, and like people literally like basically like drag them and bully them, saying how they missed the old person, and they act like people can't change. So I just want to know, like, with your platform, do you ever have to deal with any of that?
You know what? Transparency moment. When I first had the idea of moving on to creating, well, first things first, when I first decided I wasn't going to do content anymore, I was like, I'm just going to quit completely. I was ready to give it all up. And this was when I had just moved to Houston. At this point, I was just left Atlanta because it was just so much going on there. And my mental was horrible. And I was like, you know what? I'm throwing the towel in. I don't want to do this anymore. Like people are clearly getting involved, too involved when it comes to my personal life and creating parasocial relationships. And it just wasn't healthy. And I really wanted to throw the towel in completely. And that is when I made that video stating that I was going to transition over to podcast form content and just completely disregard YouTube. And then as time started to go on, I started to just kind of think, I was like, no, like I can't do that. Like I wouldn't have been given the platform that I have been given if I wasn't meant to use it in whatever way God wants to use me. It wouldn't have been given to me. And, I knew that by me coming back, it would be like oh, okay, well, you went back on your word because you came back. You came back and you said that this isn't something that you wanted to do. And, I was so scared of just hearing just oh, well, you said this or you said that. Like, I was so scared of so many different critics. And as time went on, I was like, you know what? That's okay. Like, it's okay for everyone not to agree with you, whatever you're doing in your life. But as long as you are living in your truth, that's just what comes with the territory. And I used to get so upset when I would get those comments like, oh, we missed the old you, we missed the old you, like your content's not the same. I used to get so upset. Like it really used to make me want to just completely quit. And I was so tempted to. But then once I realized the bigger purpose and the bigger mission, which was to represent, for one, the girls that are in school, you know, because let's be real, in this industry that I'm in, it's so common for people to just completely disregard education. And it's nothing wrong with that, because if you want to go and you want to start a business, you want to do, there's so many different ways you can make money outside of social media. You know, you don't have to just go to school, you can do whatever it is. But in all honesty, in 10, 20 years, 30 years, when your classmates are retiring and you're still doing YouTube, what do you have? You don't have anything. And so that is why I am here. I am here to represent the Black women. I'm here to represent the LGBTQ community. I'm here to represent all the people that, you know, they want to go get their education. They want to pursue something outside of that, because this is my life. And no matter what comes from the outside, that's okay. It comes with the territory. And when you know yourself, you don't get too bothered. You don't let things like that fluster you, because people are going to have their opinions. That's just how it is. You know, that's how it is in this industry. And as long as you are living in your truth, no matter what comments you get, although it might get under your skin, it's just not worth the response. It's not worth you getting out of character, because you, at the end of the day, you know who you are. You know that you're living in your truth, and you know that you're doing whatever you were placed on this earth to do. So that's all you can do. Just move forward.
Okay, I have one more thing to say. I'm sorry if I'm talking too much.
It's okay, girl. I'm running my mouth a lot anyways. Go ahead.
I totally agree with you when you said, like, people making content now, they don't really focus on education. Because I've had a conversation with my partner, and we were talking about like how social media is really like, they run our lives, because through the ages of 18 and like 20, everyone's so like quick to put up, oh, buying my first house at this age, and buying this car and stuff like that. And it makes younger influencers who's looking at them thinking, oh, I need to get on my game. Like, I feel like this generation, if you're not doing well, if you're not making a certain amount of money, then you're being left back. And it's like, people need to realize that people move on their own time. They make money in different ways. And I feel like that's like, I feel like that needs to be talked about more, and like the influencer, like on like YouTube and stuff like that, because that's all you ever see is the ages through 18 and 29. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's like, I feel like they should influence more of how to get, not like how to get there, but like not try to so much force you to, or make you feel like that if you're not doing this right now, then you're wasting your time with whatever you're doing with your life right now. And I just feel like that definitely holds a weight on me, because when I started my YouTube, like, I was looking up at everyone that I normally watch on YouTube, and I would try to create content like them. But it's like, girl, like, you just started out. You cannot what's that word, compare yourself to someone who already has so many followers and so many subscribers. So I had to tone myself down, and like, I just started making content for myself, and like putting out what I like to see of like whatever it is. It didn't even have to be like long videos and stuff like that. But yeah.
Okay, first things first. What is your YouTube name?
It's called In the Life of Jazz.
In the Life of Jazz?
Yes.
I got you. I'm gonna go subscribe to your channel when I get up here.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
if any of you guys have YouTube channels, make sure y'all drop it in the chat, okay? And I'll make sure to go back and read these before we all get off.
Yes, we have a bunch of content creation. Drop them right now, y'all. Don't be shy. Because what y'all was saying in them bios in Slack, y'all content creators.
We all gotta start somewhere. Literally, we all start somewhere.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yes. Okay, so to go back to what you were saying, Jazz, I completely agree. I think that one thing I've realized that social media does, it gives you like it puts a lot of pressure on young teenagers. It makes them so impressionable. That's what I'm looking for. When you're young, you're so impressionable, and when you are consistently seeing things that are placed in front of you, and people that consistently promote that hustle culture, girl, it'll really make you compare yourself. And I know this from my personal experience. Girl, y'all don't believe this, but when I was 16, when I first started making money from YouTube, I literally told my mom as soon as I turned 18, I was like, yeah, when I turn 18 and I can sign my own documents, I'm gonna go get a BBL. Girl, first of all, I was so uneducated at that point. And this is nothing against women that get surgery. But what I'm saying is, as time went on, and as soon as I hit 18, that's when I really started gaining weight in the areas that I really wanted it. So I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I I'm a little, I need to wait. I need a little, hold on. And so I did a little bit of research, and it turns out your body does not even fully develop till you're like 25, 26. So moral of it is, I was so impressionable. I was going to make Lord knows if it could have been a horrible decision at the time, but I was going to make a very impulsive decision based upon things that were placed upon me on social media. And let me tell you, it happens so often, and you really cannot fall into that trap. You have to be very confident in yourself and who you are as a person, because if you are not, you will get so sidetracked very easily. And on top of that, when it comes to the money side of it, I do agree. I feel like we need more people in the influencer community that promote humble beginnings, because I feel like we don't see that too often. And it seems like most of the creators that I know, they come from privileged households. And so them starting off, they had a lot more access to a lot more things. Like, they had the funds to just up and go get a camera. They had, like, their parents had given them so many things. So they were able to just go do that. And it's nothing wrong with being privileged. Your parents are supposed to do for you, but it's very rare in this community that you come across people that are like yourself, the people that are coming from humble beginnings. And so you have to be that change. You have to. And it's a little harder for us, the ones that are coming from, the rooms that aren't really too aesthetically pleasing, or we don't really have the money to go get a camera. Like, it takes time, but I promise you, it's all worth it in the end. And as long as you are consistent, you are going to consistently upgrade your life. And I know that from personal experience. You don't need the best equipment to start. You just need to start. There's no excuses. You get up, you post a video, and the people that are meant to gravitate towards you, they'll gravitate towards you. And as time goes on, you'll start seeing more and more of an audience.
Oh my gosh, I have more to say. But like, speaking of like BBLs and body image, me and my best friend, like, she'll like really talk bad on her body and stuff like that. And she'll be like, oh, I want to do this when I get to this age and stuff like that. Like, once I get money, I'm doing this. And I'll be telling her, like, Elise, like, you'll be looking at all these other females like Jada Waiter and whoever else got surgery and stuff like that. And she keep trying to compare her 19-year-old body to a grown woman. And I keep telling her, okay, you can do whatever you please. If you feel like you'll be happy with getting a BBL and doing all of that, but just know this is your mindset at 19 years old now. You get it now, or if she was able to, you get it now, you get older. I told her, a lot of people who get, all these celebrities that get plastic surgery and stuff like that, they regret it as they get older. And I'm telling her that, but she don't want to listen. But it's like, I can't force someone to listen to me. And I tell her, like, you have to learn how to love your body, love yourself. Like, for me, like, when I was in like middle school, I hated looking at myself in the mirror, like 6th through like 8th grade, because I used to get bullied. I have eczema. So like, if you have eczema, sometimes like during seasons, it will get like dark, really itchy and stuff like that. So it's like, it takes time to look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am beautiful every day. And I be trying to tell her that. But, I get those moments too where I feel really down about my body and I want to change stuff, or like I'll start changing around my whole life and start working out. But it's like, you have to realize, I have to come to a realization that, my body is developing. Like you said, we don't stop developing till like 25. So it's like, I feel like there's no rush for young females to like try to put this image or like downgrade our body and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I'm like really passionate in like conversation. So
No, that is completely understandable. And when it comes to you feeling down about your body or just body image in general, we as women, we all have insecurities, and that's so normal for us. Whether some people show it more than others, we all have them. But ultimately, it's up to you to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, okay, yeah, I'm that. Like, I'm that girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's up to you to do that. And, you can take in as much outside validation as you want. But if you don't even believe that, other people around you are not going to believe that. And I know that from personal experience. I've noticed the quality of people that I attract now, that I am more confident with myself than I already was. And looking at the people that I was attracting then, and then now, the people that come into my life now, they don't come into my life trying to give me half energy. They show up as themselves fully, because that's how I try to treat myself. I try to give myself everything that I can, so that I set the tone for other people on how they need to treat me. And if you don't treat yourself like you are the head woman in charge, they're not going to do that either.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Liyah, I do have a question. Did you make a presentation?
So I don't have a presentation, but I do have my notes.
Okay, so yes, because I didn't want the questions to interfere with your presentation. So ladies, we're gonna save the questions until after she's done.
Yes, I literally have this room until 6. So
yes,
we have
yes.
5 minutes.
So we're gonna every questions, drop them in the chat, and we're gonna revisit them when, of course, if you have questions after she's done with her notes, drop them in the chat, and you'll brainstorm and come up with everything. But I want her to get through the self-esteem, and then we can go into every other question we have, because we have so much time. Okay.
Perfect. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Aaliyah. I am 20 years old, and I am from Wichita, Kansas. I'm currently attending K-State University, which is located here in Manhattan. I am a chemistry major, and I am now a sophomore. I'm trying to give you guys a little bit of more detail, but I
Girl,
swear,
we
when
know
you
everything.
when you put on a spot, it's like, wow, you don't really know what to say. But I got my start from YouTube. That's where a lot of people met me. I originally started off doing like lip gloss hauls and things of that sort. That was like one of the first videos that blew my channel up. And as time started to go on, people really started gravitating toward my vlogs. And at the time, I was in high school, so I was showing a lot of my life, me interacting with my classmates and just things of that sort. And so that's when I really started to really gain a lot of traction. And so as time went on, I started meeting a bunch of new people, and I graduated, and things slowly started to change. I started going through a mental health crisis, literally. Right after I graduated in 12th grade, I decided I wanted to go off to school in Atlanta, which was huge for me because I had never lived in a big city ever. Small town girl. I come from a high school of, I think maybe like 300 graduates. So it's a small area that I come from. So Atlanta was huge for me, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw the towel and I'm just going to do it. And the craziest thing about that was my parents, they all told me, they were like, you're not going to like it, Aaliyah. You're not going to like it out there. I know you. That's just not who you are. And I was like, oh, well, I want to go figure it out on my own. So that's what I did. Went out there. I attended Georgia State for literally a semester. And, Atlanta's a great place. I have bad experiences there outside of like just, crime and things of that sort. But Atlanta is an amazing area. And I always tell people that want to go there, go. It's such a great place for us African Americans. There are literally so many of us thriving out there. It's a big city full of connections, and that's kind of area you love. That is definitely for you. But unfortunately, it just wasn't for me. So I ended up moving to Houston, where I attended Texas Southern, HBCU, and I love Houston. Houston is amazing. I plan on actually going back after I graduate college. And excuse me, as I got out to Houston, when I first got there, sorry. When I first got out to Houston, that was when I was having just kind of like a really rough time when I first moved out there, because when I had right before I moved out there, I had went through a really bad heartbreak. It was really bad. It really tore down my self-esteem, and it really broke me to the point where I was just ready to completely shut everything down. And by shut everything, I even mean my YouTube channel. I was so done with it, just taking on outside critics. And then, things are going on in my personal life. It was not a good time for me whatsoever. And I was ready to throw the towel in. And so once I had moved to Houston, I had came to the decision. I was like, yeah, I'm going to delete everything off my channel and I'm just going to work. And that's exactly what I did. I removed all my videos off my channel and I was working in a dental office. And girl, let me tell you, I was working my butt off because it was so different. Like, I'm so used to just literally editing for 3 or 4 hours and then making a paycheck. But I have a hustler mentality. And one thing about me, if I want to get something done, I'm going to get it done and I'm going to hold myself to that. And so that's one thing I do applaud myself for. And as time started to go on and I was working in and out of the office, I slowly started to find that self-esteem come back. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm ready to put myself on the camera again. And I think that was something that was very hard for me during that time when my confidence was torn down from that previous relationship I was in. You don't want to get on camera. You don't want to get on camera because it's like, this is your job. You have to be seen. Your face has to be seen. But if you can't even look yourself in the face and be like, oh yeah, like I look good. If you can't do that, you don't want to get online and you don't want to take on everybody else's opinions. That's one of the last things you want to do. And I fell in that trap. And so as time went on, I slowly entered the dating scene all over again. And I ended up getting back with one of my exes. And, things were going great. Still living in Houston at the time, still in school. And I had went through a situation where transparency moment. So I went through a situation with this young lady, and I was basically still holding on to someone that treated me wrong when I first had my heart broken. And I thought that I was fully healed from that situation, when in reality, I couldn't even bring myself to speak about it without crying. And that was so crazy because if you would have asked me, I would have sworn to you I was healed. I would have been like, yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to date. I'm ready to date. No, I was so eager to jump back into the dating pool because I needed that validation and I needed my self-esteem to be built back up because I couldn't do it myself. I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust my own judgment. So I brought someone back into my life that we didn't work out the first time. And I should have took that as a hint, but I brought that person back on. And so I knew that I didn't, in the back of my mind, that I didn't want to be with this person. And I knew that it just wasn't going to work, although she's an amazing woman, but I just knew that we weren't meant to be in the long run. And I kept holding on to her because, like I said, I needed that validation and I couldn't give myself that on my own. And so eventually it ended up getting ugly because I was holding on to her and another woman that broke my heart, Lord knows, time ago. And so the situation, it got very ugly, and we just called it had to be done because it just was not healthy for either of us. And we both deserved better in this lifetime, and we just weren't compatible. And so after that situation, I was like, okay, yeah, like I think this is something that I need to be putting myself into therapy for because it was needed. There have been times where I had shown narcissistic ways within myself and I would always ignore it. But it's like, you know what? This is something that I really need to consider. So around this time, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move back home because I had a scholarship opportunity here in Manhattan. And I was very indecisive on if I wanted to take it anyways. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to take it because moving back home, although it was not something that I ever thought I would do, because I was so scared of like the outside opinions, like, oh, well, you move back home and da 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 da. But I was like, you know what? This is what I need. I need this for myself, because being in a small area like this, with me already being from a small area, it feels like home to me. And it's very grounding. And when I was out in Houston, I was able to drink my problems away. I picked up a drinking habit like crazy. I'll go out every weekend and just get drunk. And you can only do so much, you know, until you need to hold yourself accountable and be like, yeah, this is not healthy. And this is really going to drive you into a habit that you don't want. And, you know, alcoholism is something that can completely tear you away from your career. You know, this. And although people look at it as something small, it's huge. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to move back home. I decided I was going to go celibate. I've been practicing celibacy because with me not having like just the best confidence in the past, I would always recycle the same 3 women. I would always fall in the cycle of talking to them all over again, whether we were just talking, whether we were being intimate, whatever it was, I would always find myself going back to them because they help boost that self-esteem. But deep in my mind, I knew I didn't want to be with them. And I knew that we were just wasting time here. And so I ended up starting therapy. And with me starting therapy, it was life-changing, I feel like. And I needed it because my confidence left relationship like 3 relationships ago. But I wasn't gonna hold myself to that. So I got a therapist, and my therapist has tested me in so many different ways. And with my therapist, he had basically stated, okay, I feel like you should go celibate, because one of the things that was horrible on my self-esteem was me going back to other people. I was being codependent on other people to boost my ideas, boost my ego, boost my confidence, when in reality, I should be feeling that from within. I should be the only one that can really tell myself who I am as a person, not everybody else, not people that are around me. And so I decided I was going to go celibate. And I feel like it's one of the best decisions I have made this far, because I know confidence is silent, but I am probably the most confident I've ever been. When just the feeling of being unaccessible to people that you know can't do right by you, it feels amazing. And you know, when you're practicing self-love and celibacy in general, I feel like that's one of the best forms of self-love, especially because we're young, like, and when you're so young, you're so horny. That's just how it is. But you just should not give yourself to someone who does not deserve you. Your body is so precious. And, you know, I don't want to be, you know, super spiritual, because I know how that is, but seriously, your body is a temple, and you have to realize how special you are. So, or other people can realize that around you. If you have bad energy and you already don't feel the most self-esteem for yourself, other people around you that are gravitating towards you, they're going to feel like they can treat you any kind of way. They're going to feel like they can treat you like a piece of meat, because you don't even see your own worth. If you don't see your own worth, other people around you are not going to see it. And if you do see your worth and other people around you, they don't see it, then don't try to force them to see it. You know, it's like a get right or get left kind of thing, but that's how it is. When you are confident within yourself, you don't try to consistently please other people and try to prove your point. It's like the people that get it, they get it. And if they don't, they don't. So with celibacy, it really has helped me in many different ways. And I'm still figuring out so many different things about myself, but I wholeheartedly feel like it's something that every young woman should practice at least one point in your life. At least one point in your life. It doesn't matter how long it is, even if it's just a month. I do feel like it's good for all of you to practice it at one point, because it helps you gain a lot of clarity. When you get sex involved with people that you know that you really don't want to be with, it really makes things like very complicated, and it can really confuse you. And it'll get to the point where you're just hanging on to people and you're having like so many just useless attachments around you, unless, you know, that's your thing. You're good at one night stands. Me personally, I'm not. I get attached. So that's why it's not good for me in my personal experience. So I definitely feel like every young woman should at least take the opportunity to experience it at one point in their life. Just hold themselves accountable to that, and to hold yourself accountable to let you know that you are worthy and you don't have to give yourself up to other people. Excuse me. You don't have to give yourself up to other people in order for them to love you. They don't love you. Oh, well, it's okay. Somebody else will. But with that being said, when it comes to self-love, I feel like one of the things that I really struggled with was comparison. Comparison was one of the biggest thieves of joy when it came to my life, because just being in the influencer community, there's so many of us, and so many of us are in different paces and different routes. And so when you see someone getting something that you haven't gotten, it's kind of like an envious moment. And I found myself getting envious of others. And that's when I felt like I was like, okay, yeah, Liyah, that's not okay. You can't compare yourself to other people because you don't know what they did to get there. You don't know what struggles they went through to get whatever opportunity it is. And so you just have to be happy for everybody. Even when you don't feel like you were at your best potential, you're not using your full potential, you have to be happy for everybody. And I promise you, the love will come back to you. It'll be reciprocated, whether it's through hundreds of thousands of people or just hundreds. The love is always real. And I hate to say this, but I feel the most loved with my platform now than I did when I had a consistent viewership of like hundreds and 200s of thousands of people watching my channel. This little community that I have created for myself and just my support system, it's amazing. And I always want to be here for the young women that are going through mental health issues, because it's something that's not really talked about on the platform. Because, excuse me, a lot of people are still in the mindset that money can change your mental health and all those things, but it doesn't. It really does not at all. And I guess, like I said, I can say that from my experience. Sorry, I got a little distracted by the chat. Inspiration is okay, but never compare yourself. Absolutely. You have to, I will look at someone that is doing something more than me, and I actually use it now as motivation. Like, it makes me want to go harder, because having people around me that are doing great things, it literally, it makes you even better. You know, how they say you hang around. If you're hanging around bosses, you're going to either become a boss, or you're going to, just fall off. But not for the most part. You're probably going to be attracted to that mindset, and you're going to end up getting in that same category as them. You have to also be very careful who you surround yourself with, because when I was living in Houston, yes, girl, I agree. I agree. But when I was living in Houston, I have, amazing friends back in Houston, but some of the people that I first got myself involved with, especially when I was in Atlanta, they were people that were users of substance. They would literally codepend on alcohol, weed, these kind of things to make themselves happy, buying themselves hundreds and millions of dollars of things. Like, that's just how it was. And I found myself falling into that trap. And so now, somebody said birds of a feather flock together. They sure do, girl. But when it comes to, finding your self-worth and self-love, it's all within. Okay. You must be able to hold yourself accountable. And know when you're doing something you have no business doing. I know for me, I have had a few offers of collaborations and sponsorships and things of that sort that don't align with who I am. And even though the money is great, I can't accept them because it just doesn't align with who I am as a person and the things that I want to promote on my platform. And, everybody's platform is always different, but when it comes to money, you cannot let that determine your worth at all, because the minute you have to go back on your morals, that's when you kind of lost yourself. If you have to do something knowing that your spirit is not settling with it, all money is not good money, in all honesty. I agree. I had a somebody said they were trying to treat you like you. No, that's for how some of them hair companies be. I'm having to tell them no. But no, that's not what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is, like, I had a offer from Savage X. Everybody knows I love Miss Riri. That's my girl. But Savage X is a lingerie line. And the things they wanted me to promote were pieces of lingerie. Like I said, everybody's content is different. Some people, they don't mind doing that. But me, as someone who is going into corporate America, I have to be real with myself. If my employers come looking on my page and they see me in lingerie, you think they're going to want to hire me? No, they might. If they do hire me and then they go see it, they might fire me, actually, if they see it after I get hired, but that's the world we live in. And a lot of people will determine their worth based upon money, but all money is not good money. It's not. And the minute that you have to go back on your morals, who you are as a person, who you align with, and who you want to be, you lost it. Like, you've completely depreciated yourself. You've made yourself feel like you're doing something that you regret, and you're not supposed to be doing it, but you do it anyways just because it's the bag. Nonprofit. Exactly. Yes. One thing about it, protecting your reputation is everything. And, I know a lot of people, they be like, oh, well, publicity is publicity. No, all publicity is not good publicity. And, you can't change what's on the internet. If you post something, you have to realize that it is there forever. No matter if it's not on the internet, somebody could still have it in their phone. It doesn't matter how many times you scrub it. It's always going to be there. As a Houston native, that's so real. But yes, I wanted to ask if any of you guys have had a personal experience when it comes to practicing celibacy, and if so, how has it been? Because I am almost on my, what is it? It's September. I'm almost my 4th month, and I feel like it's getting easier as the time goes on.
Yes, so I would like to touch base on that.
Yes,
So
okay.
like one time where I did take, a little break from it, okay? Because when you have your one person you're doing it with, it's cool, it's great. But then I had to realize that this person was not pouring into me. Like, I just knew what I deserved, and I won't get in it, and it had nothing to do with the sex. It had everything to do with me. Like, I'm up here, you're trying to treat me like I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not ready to do that. So
hello.
That's when I took that time, and I just, of course, if I won't doing it with him, I really won't doing it with anyone. So when it came to that, it was like my little couple months, and it was great, such an eye opener. And then of course, as I'm progressing and learning more about the different dudes I see and whatever the case may be, it's like, yeah, just a lot. But yes, I definitely agree. I feel like all you ladies, if it's a month, 2 months, whatever y'all feel is good for you guys. It doesn't even have to be a month. take a week, 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Just it really puts you in a different mindset, especially if self-esteem is something you're working on and you get to a place where you feel like the dudes that you're dating are building your ego, or when they're not talking to you or boosting you up or whatever the case may be, you hate yourself or you're not feeling how you should. That's when you start to add celibacy into, into helping yourself. So if anybody else has anything about celibacy, this is your turn.
That's good. I like to say, celibacy. Oh, my bad, y'all. I'm fucking up. But it really is a life-changing thing. Like, I went through like a hard situation, and I was depressed for like a couple months, and I just thought like maybe like I'd take a break from boys. Like maybe I just focus on myself. And when I did, my break was actually good. Like I actually found myself. I was happier. Like it was really life-changing situation. Like I really like recommend that to anybody. Like no matter if you're going through anything, like just take a break. Like it's always good to just relax and just focus on yourself. Like it was actually really good, y'all. So I think I should start it one day.
Hello.
Like hello, actually.
I want to say this. So I did too. I have too been celibate. I've been celibate since June. So I've been celibate since June, and I'm not gonna lie, I just text my ex because I was about to, yes. But this little meeting right here, just changed my mind because
I would hope so.
That trap.
You know what? And that's so good. And that's another thing. When it comes to self-love, give yourself grace. I know you just said you were so tempted to text him back, but also give yourself grace because we all slip up from time to time. It took me 2.5 years of being on and off with somebody to realize, okay, yeah, I need to stop texting you back and I just need to go. I need to move on. Give yourself grace. It's absolutely okay. As long as you hold yourself accountable. I feel like as women, eventually the outside people can only tell you so much, and you will wake up one day and you will get tired and you will just automatically just throw the towel in.
Oh, I had something to say. I didn't claim celibacy. I just stopped messing around. And I realized that doing that brought me so much peace and so much self-love, because when you think about it, like the way I think about it, when you share your body with multiple different people, that's so many different energies that's still attached to you. And like you, like randomly you could be happy and then out of nowhere you get sad. And it's like, not because of the situation that you're in, but it could be because like something spiritually could be happening between you and that person that you left, no matter how many months ago or years ago. And it's like, it just follows you back. So it's like, when I took my break from like, even speaking to men, like when I took my break, I was so happy with myself. Like I started loving myself more. I felt like I didn't need to, I was always a pleaser. So like, even if I didn't want to do it, I would do it because of the kindness of my heart, because they wanted it. So if this person wanted, let's say, pictures or something, although I wasn't comfortable with it, but because I know that, let's be honest, men, they fiends. So, once you start saying no, they start being weird to you and act like, they like start throwing you to the side. So when I started like realizing that I don't need to have sex, I don't need someone to look at me and tell me I'm beautiful every day or tell me that, I'm worth it. It made me feel so much better. And even in the relationship I'm in now, like we still take our time. Like it's never a rush. And I just love like confirmation and stuff like that. Word, I hate men.
Oh yeah, deep in the chat.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm a virgin, and I don't think a lot of people talk about being pressured to having sex. So I think it's so important for also young women who are still virgins to just try to keep their virginity as long as they can till the right time and for the right person.
Yeah, I would have to agree on that one. I think that peer pressure is very real. And man, y'all bringing up flashbacks. Girl,
yes,
peer pressure
girl.
is very real. Man, it is. And, you know, don't just give yourself to anybody. Now, I'm not one of those people who like, oh, save yourself to marriage, even though if that's what you practice, you know, that's good. But I am not someone who practices that. And so I cannot tell you, yeah, save yourself until marriage, but I will say save yourself for someone that makes it very clear that you are the person that they want to be with, and that they treat you like the woman that you are, the young woman that you are, because it's so common for women to regret their first person that they laid down with. It happens all the time. So congrats to you. Absolutely. And keep it up and make sure that the person you do decide to give your body to treat you the way you need to be treated, and they show you these things that you want out of a man or a woman, and you don't just give it up just super easily to them, because when it comes down to it, just from my friends' experiences and hearing them just talk about these things and pour their hearts about these things, it seems like the quicker you give it up to men, that's when they don't really
take advantage.
Yeah, they don't try to give you what you deserve, because they feel like, okay, once you've given it up to me, then what else is there? And don't get me wrong, all men are not like that, but just from coming from experiences that I've heard from my friends, I will say save yourself for someone that can let it be very known that you are the person that they want to be with.
Thank you.
Of course.
Wait,
and I love you. By the way, that's so cute.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah, hold on. I gotta
I'm
find
sorry. Wait,
No,
should I turn on my face, or you know what? Let me.
Oh, girl, if you don't want to, you don't have to, but I'm here
Oh,
to.
all right. Wait, before I even say anything, first of all, Aaliyah, I love you so much. You don't understand. Like
I love
literally,
you.
yeah, cause like I'm the oldest in my family, so I don't have an older sister, and I come from an immigrant family, so it's like I can't tell my mom anything. So it's like
Sure.
whenever I watch your videos, I feel at peace of myself. Anyways, let me not. I have no time.
Okay.
Anyways, so I have a situationship
Okay.
with not only myself but like with other people. So there is this guy that likes me, and he's like a not a neighborhood like hoe or whatever, but he's
Okay.
he's like everyone in the neighborhood knows him. Like we have a lot of people from our country who knows him, and not even just everyone knows him. And now his sisters are something, and the thing is I don't like him and he likes me, so I'm trying to back him off, but I don't know what to do.
I feel like you should be honest. You know, you should be upfront and honest. As someone who has played mind games with people, and then I reap the karma of having someone play mind games on me, I think the woman in you should be direct and just let him know, yeah, like I don't think this is gonna work, because the more you beat around the bush, the more you're going to continue to lead someone on, and you're going to keep playing mind games, and you're going to keep having to hold on to this person, and then you're carrying the baggage of someone you really don't even want to be with. So I do advise you to be just very honest and transparent and let them know, yeah, like I'm just not interested, you know, where we can be friends, but when it comes to us being anything more, I don't feel stimulated here. I don't feel like this is something for me.
Right. But the thing is, it's always wrong timing. Because it's like, how do I explain this? I don't really want to like say too much, but he is a college student and I'm still a high school student. I know.
Okay, hold on. How old is this gentleman?
This gentleman is 18 and I'm 16.
Okay. Ooh. Okay,
My
well, he's
birthday is a bit
college.
late. Right.
And did you just turn, what year are you?
I'm 2006.
No. When you graduate, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm graduating due to like left back reasons. I'm graduating in 2025.
I know I said the same thing. I didn't like, he was really nice to me and he bought me something. And so I felt like I kind of do owe him the chance. But honestly, I knew he was not first on my type and I wasted my time and I'm not even gonna talk to him for real. And it's just not gonna work. So that's the
answer. You have your answer right there. If you know that not your type and that's not someone that you can see yourself moving forward with, I think you have the answers. I think you know that this is not someone that you want to be with. It's just up to you to be honest and be transparent. And I know it's hard, you know, because you want to play mind games, have a roster. I know.
Yeah.
But just holding on to all that energy is it's not worth it. It's not worth the baggage if you know that it's not going to proceed into something more.
All right. Thank you for the advice.
Of course.
Oh my God. Oh my Lord.
So I have a question. I don't mean to switch the topic, but
okay, go ahead.
I've been watching you since you were like a sophomore. Like when you first started your channel, I was like, oh, this is so cool. And when you changed your content, I was like, this is pretty lit. Like I've never seen a YouTuber go out of their way, like, and change their content and still like, and I like, well, and not like bear the burden of like their mental and now their monetization, like the money they're getting in has drastically changed. Viewership has changed, their engagement has changed. I recently started like my YouTube and it's more art focused.
Yes. But the artsy women. I love y'all.
But I wanted to ask, what advice would you give young creatives, like especially who are moving into the digital space in today's like day and age? Because it's drastically different than when you started because social media is moving so fast.
A word of advice I could give for all of the newer creators is, for one, to just do it. Don't be scared. Don't be hesitant. Don't let the numbers define you, most importantly, because that happens a lot. A lot of people get so discouraged by the low view count and things of that sort to the point where they quit, they give up in it. You know, if you give up today, tomorrow could have been the start of your winning season, you know, but you would have never ever known that because you didn't keep going. And that's one thing I've learned in this space that I'm in. When I was like at my peak, I guess you could say, before I deleted all my videos, I kid you guys not, I was bringing in, outside of sponsorships, and I never talk numbers, but outside of sponsorships, I was bringing in an average of like $22,000 a month. And that was absolutely crazy for me. But at that time, a lot of my money went towards good saving habits. Me and my brother, we helped my mother get a home, purchase her own home. So when you guys see my videos, a lot of you guys always comment like, oh my gosh, yeah, your mom's in a new home. Like, that's another home. It's because me and my brother, we got our house. Yeah, a new car. Like, these are things that I put most of my money towards. And, you know, it was one of those things where I was so happy because I got to fulfill these things for my mom, because I always wanted to give back to her. And then as time started going on and I started making all this money, I was like, I don't need to make this much money, because for one, I'm paying all this money back in taxes. I'm spending a lot of money because I'm generating a lot of money. So I have to spend it back in taxes. And so now it's gotten to a point where I was like, you know, I don't need to do all of that in order, like, I don't need to make that much money. Yes, it's great, but I don't need that in order to be happy. And I know that from firsthand experience. Now, on an average, outside of my sponsorships, I'll probably average a good maybe like 5 to maybe 7K a month, but I'm still able to pay all my bills on time. I'm able to go travel. I'm able to put some money back for my savings. I'm able to, you know, just still do things that I want to do on my free time. And although it's not as much as it was, it still is enough for me to do what I need to do. And I will say, as someone who used to be so money motivated, I was the most unhappiest when I made the most money that I was making. So I always will say, Don't let the money, don't let the numbers determine who you are. Don't let it determine if you decide if you want to keep going or not, because from the outside looking in, it doesn't matter. The way that everybody else feels and the way that everyone else sees whatever you're doing, it does not matter. You are the only person that's going to get you to where you want to get to. And if you don't keep going, you'll never get there. You will never get to where you want to be. And like I said, it's different for everybody, because I know we have like TikTok, we have so many different platforms that you can make now. Well, not that you can make, but that you can make content on. And I will say, start on TikTok. TikTok is one of those apps where I have friends that are literally paying all their bills and then some, and they are still able to, make literally short form content and literally live a very comfortable life. And on top of that, I also wanted to mention, when it comes to your content, be authentic, be very genuine, and be intentional with what you post, because what you post will determine a lot of the people that will come into your space, that will become a part of your audience. If you look at people like streamers, they have an audience of young teenage boys that are very crazy. Some of them are very reckless, and that's all a part of who you attract when you put out certain content on there. So I will say, be authentic, be genuine to who you are, and you will attract the audience that needs to be in your space. Because the last thing you want is to be in a situation, like for me, for example, where you post content and you're still posting because like this is what everybody else wants you to do, but you're not fulfilling yourself. And so you lose yourself along the process. And it's like, okay, where do I go from here? And now you're stuck trying to figure it out. So I always will definitely motivate you to be authentic to who you are. And you don't have to feed into trends. You most definitely do not. Because I know me personally, I am very tired of seeing the standard beige aesthetic. I'm so tired of it.
Yes.
And yeah. It's so tiring, but that's what some people feel like they have to do. But it goes back to that conversation we had a little bit earlier with, you don't have to have the best equipment, you don't have to have the best room, you don't have to have these things. People want authentic, people want genuine, and we love humble beginnings. That is something that is so inspiring to watch when we see people that come from living middle class to being able to live comfortably in whatever space that they want to live in, no matter what. So definitely be authentic and start on TikTok. Most definitely try to push your content on TikTok, because I think that's one of the biggest platforms right now that a lot of people are making money off of.
I have 2 more questions. I'm sorry to everybody else, but
I'm very long-winded. Go ahead.
Okay, so second is, I know you started your podcast, Chosen Child, and I listened to it, and it's very inspiring. Like I haven't really seen a lot of podcasts where it's like shorter than 45 minutes and they're actually speaking like to like whatever is going on.
I love your hair and your eyebrows. Sorry, I'm able to see you now.
Sorry,
It's okay.
I got muted, but so basically what I was saying is I'm asking the question for podcasting because I have like 6 podcast episodes that like I've already outlined. Everything's good. What would your advice be for like podcasting? Because I listen to you on Spotify because you're not on Apple Podcasts. Please, when you get the chance.
I got you.
What's your advice to like younger creators who are interested in moving into the podcasting space?
You know what? When it comes to podcasting, I know everyone's doing it now, so it's very hard for you to it's hard for you to have that motivation because it's like I said, so many people are doing it. So, you really have to seek out and try to find and scope out whoever it is you like. But when it comes down to it, it's the same with content. I would say just do it. Do whatever feels right. If there's a topic that you just genuinely feel like you need to speak on, do it. Me personally, I got started on Spotify Anchor, and this it's an app, and it literally, I got my first sponsorship after like the first episode, and it wasn't even linked to my YouTube channel. It was just simply because if you join the app, they will give you opportunities to basically, like, I hate to say this, but you basically are like proving that you are of value. Does that make sense? They make you, they give you the opportunity of having a sponsorship. And then if it goes well, okay, we'll give you more. But if not, we just won't give you any more sponsorships. But at least they give you sponsorships just right off the bat, instead of you having to build yourself up and then get sponsorships, which is typically like YouTube and TikTok.
And my last question before I let you go is, for people who are like building up, well, not per se their confidence, but their speaking abilities, like voice. I come from a speaking background, but speaking to a camera is entirely different because we have a tendency to ramble when we think we're talking to ourselves. How would you, or what would your advice be to people who are struggling with speaking to the camera and building the rapport?
Talk to yourself in the mirror. Talk to yourself in the mirror, because looking at yourself in a camera, it really can be very distracting. And, you know, as people, we want to nitpick, like, oh my God, if I have like a pimple right here, like, oh my God, they might see this. Because I know I am guilty of that. But speak to yourself in the mirror. Get comfortable with looking at yourself and speaking to yourself, so that when you look into a camera, it's like, okay, this is the same thing I see while I'm in the mirror. Okay, I look good. Like, I don't look no different than I did literally 30 minutes ago, you know? Definitely look yourself in the mirror. I like to look at myself in the mirror and tell myself I look good every day. Sometimes if I find myself feeling down, I'll put little sticky notes on my mirror. And it's really good because, you know, you have to go in the bathroom every day. So it's really good for just those notes to be there, because, you know, you have no choice but to read these things. And I'm a firm believer that the more that you speak these things into existence, the more you start to believe it. And that's just how it goes.
And one thing for relatability, when you were talking about Houston, I'm a Houston native, and when you were talking about Houston, I love Houston too, but as a native, it's so different. And I remember when you first started talking about how you came to Houston, I was like, oh, I don't know that she's seen the side of Houston that I've seen. And when you started talking, I was like, thank you, because a lot of people come to Houston because it's a vibe. Like, Houston is definitely wonderful, but access to substances is crazy here. Like, you could go to the store, the liquor store, and they won't ID you. Like, you could go get alcohol, go get your whatever you're trying to do. And I think a lot of people get to Houston, or they move out of their parents' house without any like real, like, they don't know enough about themselves to know that you could get into anything. Like,
yes.
And it's
agreed. Most definitely. When it comes to that, it's definitely different, because here in Kansas, they ID you almost everywhere you go. But Houston's different. And like I will say, I feel like when it comes down to it, I feel like it's all about how your mental health is. And if your mental health is in shambles, you can't move to Atlanta and think that Atlanta is going to change all your problems. You have to fix yourself from within. Moving places is not going to change that. So that's one thing I've learned.
Thank you. I would like to add, Aaliyah, what time does your room end at, what time does your room at 7?
Yes, hold on. I know some of you guys have other questions. I believe I can get the room across from me. Give me one moment. I'm going to turn my camera off and you guys can chat amongst yourself, unless you have somewhere you need to be.
Yes. No, take your time, Ali. I just want to make sure everybody can get their questions in a timely manner, so you're not, being held up.
I got you. No worries. Give me one moment, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, if this is helpful, I'm gonna just, if anybody else has questions, go ahead and like put up the virtual hand. We can go in the order of, was my screen, hopefully it's the same on everybody's screen.
It says Kiesha, right?
Yeah, this is the order that I have right now. And we can add to it. And also, I hope that it won't throw y'all off that I've been putting the spotlight on y'all when y'all talking, but y'all look good though. Yeah, so get ready for your close-up if you got a question.
Right, child, because we get video. Okay. That's it. Don't forget, y'all, if y'all on a Zoom, make sure y'all like, comment, tag us in your stories.
Liyah, I just want to say thank you for, I do have a question for her, but like, thank you for this opportunity, period. Because you came out the gate and you came hard and you actually helping a lot of people who, you know, just need help with self-esteem and their YouTube or whatever career that they do want to get into doing, you know, influencing.
Yes, of course, my love. And I really started this organization because like I'm just like y'all. Like, yeah, I started this, but like the stuff that y'all are talking about is the stuff I go through. Feeling down about how niggas treat me and all this and that, feeling bad about my friends. Like I go through all of it. This is why I started it, to have a safe space outside of my circle, my inner circle. You know what I mean? Like, cause I be having the same thoughts y'all have, you know, regardless. So I definitely appreciate that. And it just makes me feel good that y'all like things like this. And in the future, I'm going to have more YouTubers. I'm going to have more influencers on here. Like, you know, this was just my trial run. And I had, you know, I had to come hard because I love Liyah Lee. So I'm glad that she was able to join us. And of course, she's coming back on. But I just want to say thank you, ladies, for y'all, for everyone coming. You know what I mean? So if, like you said, if y'all have questions, we're going to go in the order of that. And then after we're done with questions, we're going to wrap it up and then I'll finish my presentation. I think I only had 2 more slides and that's it. But yes, we'll just wait for Aaliyah. So if y'all want to talk amongst yourselves in the chat, if it's anything y'all had to say in the chat, speak now, y'all, because we got a little quiet time.
How do we get in contact with you? Like, what's your Instagram?
Yes. So the Instagram I love is inclusive.org, and I'm gonna put that. So it's just inclusively, then the word inclusive, and then org. And I'm gonna put that. And I'll put my main page as well. 1 second.
I love how comfortable this feels. Like, you know how when you go into like Zoom meetings with like different people, like it kind of like you're nervous and stuff, but it feels like I feel like we all like knew each other, but didn't really. So it just comes off genuine and like cool.
Right. And that's what I wanted from you guys, because when you think about it, we bleed the same. We're all Black. Like we go through the same things. And us being just transparent and not feeling like, oh, I don't want nobody to know my business. Oh, I don't want nobody like you block yourself off from meeting new people and talking to new people and doing these things. So that's why I wanted to make this a sisterhood. I wanted to make inclusive org a sisterhood, not only within myself, but with all of the other members. You see how y'all can talk amongst yourselves in the chat and be just okay. That's what I want every day. That's what I want every day. So I'm glad that y'all feel comfortable enough to share and be transparent, even for the women on here who didn't share today or didn't really talk. Like, that's totally fine. Everybody doesn't want to talk. Some people are shy. Some people don't want to be on camera, and that's totally fine. I don't want to change anything. You know what I mean? I don't want to change anything about you guys.
Yes.
I do want y'all to know that it is a sisterhood here, and y'all always have a friend in me. So if y'all need anything, please feel free to reach out to my main page. I'll give y'all my personal number as well. So yes, y'all.
Sorry, this is so nice. And like you were saying, I was listening as I was moving rooms. I was literally listening to everything you were saying. And I am so grateful for this opportunity. I know as someone who basically suffers with, I guess you could call it like small town syndrome, as someone who grew up in a small town, you know, you don't want people to know your business and things you've went through. But as time has went on, you know, I've just kind of realized like I like to share my transparencies with young women so that they can learn from my experiences. And most importantly, we can connect, because we all go through these things, you know, no matter what, you're always going to find somebody that resonates with whatever you have. And that is one thing that I was placed on this earth to do. And I wholeheartedly believe that I was meant to touch other people with just my personal experiences. And it's just a level of vulnerability that, like I had stated, this community that I have now makes it a safe space for me to just be vulnerable and be open about my own experiences, because it didn't feel like that. It didn't always feel like that. There were definitely times where I felt like I didn't want to share anything, absolutely nothing. But this community that I have now definitely makes it easier for me to just be open and be transparent when it comes to things that go on in life.
And then Aaliyah, so we have a row of questions from the girls.
Okay.
I think it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is it the ones that you sent me, or is it? Hold on, where's it at?
It's the raise hands. So it's up to you because ladies, I also sent Aaliyah when we were texting in Slack, I sent her the questions y'all asked as well.
Okay.
And she put that in there, or we can go rope list by list of the girls who have raised their hands. But I think that's best. Like if you got your hand raised, then Aaliyah will answer your question as she.
Okay. So do I just share the spotlight with them?
Yeah.
Do I press lower? I've never done it. I've never been.
So I'm gonna start. I got you, Aaliyah. So Kiesha Springs is first. So my love, I'm
yeah,
on the spotlight. Okay.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
Okay. So
hey,
so basically what I wanted to ask was, so I'm like, okay, how do I put this? I would say that I'm very confident with myself. I did start YouTube last year in January, but I stopped for a while just to get myself, right and stuff. And I started back up, and I found that I feel like one of my insecurities was I have a lazy eye and I have a gap as well. And you know how it just goes back to, like when you were in school and people are always asking like, are you cross-eyed and stuff like that, and I feel like right now that my appearance, like I'm completely comfortable with myself, but I feel like my appearance hinders me from having the same opportunities as other people. Like for instance, I posted my YouTube video and I at the school page, and they reposted it and everything. And then another girl did it, and she just started her YouTube as well, and 100 people were watching her video, and 50 people were watching mine. And I was just thinking like, is it because of the way, that I look, or is it because of, that type of thing? So I just wanted to ask you, within little insecurities that you have in yourself, do you feel like maybe sometimes that appearance can, give people opportunities that other people won't have?
I most definitely do agree. I think that appearance plays a very huge part with just the social media realm. It's not fair, but it definitely is very true. Yeah, it is. It's very true. But I also feel like it goes back to that not comparing yourself to other people and what they get, because I feel like we all grow at our own rates. And when I look at myself and then I look at some of my peers, I grew my platform moderately slow compared to like some of my other peers that had like 1 viral video or 2 viral videos, and it just spiked them from there. But one thing about it, I have a consistent audience. I have a consistent support system no matter what. And that's one thing that like one hit wonders, they don't have. People that have 3 or 4 viral videos, they have to keep doing that for the rest of their life or for most of the time, or they're not going to get those views. Their content is just down, opposed to someone that grew slowly. The people that grow slowly, I promise you, they build more of a connection when it comes to their fan base, and it's always worth it in the end. And I used to, when I was on the other end of it, I was like, dang, I wish I was growing as fast as this person, or I wish I was, but now I feel like I'm in the winning seat, in all honesty, because the way that I grew my platform, and it took a little bit of time, but the audience that I have, the connections that I have, it's real. And you can't fake authenticity. You can't.
And then I had one more question, but I don't know if it's really a question, but like with my YouTube channel, I don't do it for any money or anything like that. I genuinely feel like I'm very introverted, even though I'm an outgoing person, and I just wanted to, show that. So it's like when you put yourself out there just for, people to see you, and it's not about money or it's not about, views or anything like that, but you do want people to, connect with you and stuff like that. It's like, I feel like it's because I don't have a niche, or anything like that, I feel as though it's harder for me to, get further with on my platform because I'm just doing this to show who I am as a person.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? That's good. You might not look at it now as, okay, this is something like I'm so happy for like everything, like I'm not getting the what is the word I'm looking for? You're not getting the results immediately. And you have to completely disregard that when it comes to social media because like I said, you have so many one-hit wonders. But what you should want a consistent audience that you can connect with, that you can resonate with, because these are the people that are going to grow up with you, especially seeing that transition from high school to college. Like, it's like night and day almost from what you see. Like, when I was 16, 17, my parents did not allow me to go to no parties. I was not outside. I was not doing none of that. I was strictly in school. Now I'm 20, going on 21. I go out all the time. I participate in activities and I be doing Lord knows what. And my mom, she thinks I'm crazy. But you know what? That's just all about, the transition. And you should want to curate an audience that grows with you naturally, authentically, genuinely, because people that have just those one hit, two hits, viral videos, the audiences don't connect with them outside of whatever made them go viral. So although you don't have to have a niche, you should be very careful with the things that you do place out on the internet because like I said, you have to be careful, excuse me, of the audience that you want to wheel in. And I'm rooting for you. I know how it feels when you're first starting out and you feel like you're not getting anything in return off of the hard work that you're doing, but I promise you it all pays off.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
And I think who next? Was it Denasia? Was it Savannah or was it
I think so too.
Denasia, but she lowered her hand.
Oh, Denasia, did you still have your question, love? If not, we're gonna move on to Savannah.
Okay, I guess she must not have a question anymore. So we can go ahead with Savannah.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
I just want to say I love you and I watch all your videos with
Thank
my
you.
mom too. I just want to get out the
Not
way.
moms.
But my question for you was, I typed it earlier, but I want to get on and ask you. What's your advice to someone who like always feels left out and alone? And like what advice would you give to someone whose confidence drops when they walk in like a room full of people? Because usually I'm like confident, I put on a good outfit, I look good. When I'm at home, I'm like, oh, I look good. Then I get to the place, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start with the second question first, because I promise you I'll forget. So when it comes to your confidence, I have struggled with that. I had a friend who we had to take a break from each other because when I was not the most confident with myself, I had found myself being a bit envious of her confidence. And when I would hang around her, I'm like, damn, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss.
You can cut.
I would find myself like,
you good.
Like, your energy just radiates. And I'm like so mad. Like, why don't I have that? And I used to be like that. Like, I completely understand where you're coming from. And that's when we ended up taking a break from each other. And, that's one of the points where I had to look myself and I had to be like, okay, Aaliyah, what is it that you really admire about this person? Like, what is it about them? Like, yes, they're gorgeous, but they're a woman just like you. And I'm sure this person has insecurities as well, but how do they handle this? And so I was just honest with myself and I started to be honest about my insecurities, but turn them into, this is what makes you unique. This is what makes you you. Nobody else can be you no matter what. And if you want to morph yourself into somebody else, you already have lost the battle. You already are not helping your confidence go up, not one bit, because you don't even feel confident with who you are. So I will say, when it comes down to it, I think that you should learn yourself, learn who you are, so that you can be so strong and firm in your beliefs and the things that you wear, the things that, you like to do. Be so confident in those things to the point where they have no choice but to accept who you are when you walk into that room. You know, if you're not confident in yourself, I do feel like it can definitely be rubbed off on other people, because I've done those things before and I'm guilty. So I definitely will say, start finding things that you like. Start doing things that you genuinely like for yourself. I know one thing that helped me was I deleted Pinterest for quite some time, because I felt like I was just consistently taking ideas, literally, and outfit ideas from people on there. And then I was like, you know what? Okay, I got to get rid of this. I'm going to go on to Pretty Little Thing or whatever website it is and find myself an outfit just based off of things that I genuinely like. Oh, like, okay, I like this top. Okay, now let's try to find some pants to go with it. It's okay to be inspired, but definitely make sure that you are being in tune with who you are, because when you're in tune with who you are, I promise you, the outside doesn't matter, and other people will feel that as well.
Thank you.
Of course. And then going back to your first question, can you repeat it for me, girl?
It's fine. It's fine. What's some advice you would give to someone who like feels like left out or alone?
FOMO. Okay. Yes. Be okay with doing things on your own. In all honesty, I think that we as people, especially this generation, has gotten so codependent, but you have to be okay with doing things on your own, taking yourself out, treating yourself to things you like, even if it's just something as small as you taking yourself out to Chipotle and eating there, and while watching a video, watching TV, whatever it is. Take yourself out, treat yourself. Don't depend on anyone else to make you happy, because the moment that you give someone that much power, it doesn't help you out at all. You must be able to do these things for yourself. I would definitely suggest that you, for one, I know you had stated being alone, and I know that's definitely hard, but you also can go out and try to make friends. I'm not sure, are you in college or you high school?
High school.
Okay, so yeah, so you still see people on a daily basis. You're not completely isolated. So I personally would recommend you try to make friends in person. I think it's very common for people to try to make relationships online, but I feel like in person is always so much better. Because these are people that you can take with you long term, especially since you're in high school. I swear it's always nice going back to my hometown and being able to see my friends, because we've all went off to different colleges and meeting back up. So these are definitely the years where you should be cherishing and trying to find just relationships. Be open to any and everything when it comes to friendships. And, the least they can say is they don't want to be your friend. And there are so many different people in this world, girl. Like, just because somebody doesn't want to be your friend doesn't mean that somebody else doesn't want to. So definitely be open to any and everything and try to be social. I know it's hard, but take advantage of it now while you're in high school, because once you get to college, it's a little harder. And then especially if you don't go to college, it's even harder. Then I always tell my mom, if I didn't go to college, I don't think I would be as social as I am today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Love you. Love you so much. Okay.
Okay, it's my turn.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Ronnie. I'm a longtime viewer of yours. This is like a dream come true to be doing this. So yeah, thank you to you and like to the host for like having this, because this is like a really cool opportunity. Yeah, shout out to y'all. Yeah. So as the fall semester has started, like for us college students, I found that it's been difficult for me to stay disciplined in multiple areas of my life, like studying and taking care of myself and also being an RA. So I just wanted to get some advice from you for like some practical tips for like staying disciplined and also like not relying on motivation to do things that are important, like taking care of myself and like doing stuff like studying and whatnot. So yeah.
Okay, this is a good one. So for one, I would say be careful who you hang out with. Who you hang out with plays a huge part in how you spend your time. And from my experience, when I went to Georgia State, I told you guys I was a party girl almost all the time, but I also had to hold myself accountable and be like, okay, you know what, but look at the people that are around me. These are people that they're not really too disciplined in this area of life. So definitely be careful who you hang around, because it's very easy for you to get sidetracked. I will say, when it comes to studying, I like to get out of my house. I have to get out of my house. I like to use a library. And if I'm not at the library, I'll be at the student center. Definitely get outside of your home, because I feel like just being in an atmosphere where everybody else is studying, it kind of makes you feel like, okay, I need to be busy because everybody else is busy. So definitely getting outside of your home, because studying in my bedroom is always so hard for me. And I just not fall asleep, or I'll get distracted with something that has nothing to do with what I'm supposed to do. Now, when it comes to balancing your time, RA is a job. It's a job on campus, isn't it? Got
Yeah.
you. So trying to balance work and school and studying and things of that sort, I do think that you should. I'm trying to think how I balance all my hour, how I am still trying to balance my hours out. It's definitely hard depending on what your hours are and things of that sort. But like I always say, if you want something bad enough, you'll get it done. You will find a way to make time for whatever it is. And, I'm not saying that everybody else should do this, but I'm someone that when I'm studying, if I don't get something, like if I'm trying to study for something and 12 o'clock rolls around on the dot, I go to bed, because clearly I'm not going to get it then. So I'm not going to risk my sleep. So I'll just have to figure it out tomorrow, the next day. Don't overload yourself on overload. Definitely don't do that when it comes to your school, because it's so easy to do that. Don't stress yourself out. Give yourself grace when it comes to studying. And I'm rooting for you. I really am, because school is not easy. And I'm already knowing how it is, especially when you are trying to work as well. It's not easy, but you got somebody rooting for you, okay? I'm all the way in Kansas, but I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
Got
That's
it.
so sweet. And I think that
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, like, I needed to hear when you were like, the first thing you said was to be careful with the people that you spend your time with and that you hang around. I was like, okay, like this is like a slap in the face type of thing.
Yes, because you'd be surprised how easy it is for you to get distracted once you really start looking at it like, dang, like I really could have been studying, but instead I decided I wanted to go out on a Thursday. Some people, they just don't align with whatever season you're in, and you might have to outgrow some people. But when you want something so bad, you might have a few bumps in the road, but you will not let people get you too distracted from the main goal. So definitely surround yourself with some good people that have some of the same goals as you.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Is it Emily? Yes,
I think
Emily.
Yes, hi. I'm here. Hi,
Hey.
and hey to everybody else as well. I just wanted to ask if you've come across anyone from the Caribbean before, because we don't really get that much recognition and getting noticed, and it's kind of hard. No, at all?
I don't think I've came across anyone from the Caribbean. I don't think so. I think Rihanna's from Barbados. I think
yes, Barbados. I'm from there as well. So
yeah, okay, woo, island girl.
Thanks, but I'd asked that because I've had a hard time trying to get out there when it comes to pretty much being an influencer and promoting businesses as well. So from what I've learned, we don't have it that easy when it comes to YouTube and stuff like that, because we have to leave the country to go into, I guess, Canada or United States to get that recognition and get noticed more, so that we can become an influencer or promote businesses as well. So I'm not ashamed to say that I am not able to afford to do that, to leave the country and get noticed and talk to people, socialize more.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go. Sorry. My bad.
No. So I'm not too familiar with, like, you know, the rules and regulations when it comes to other countries and trying to get over to these areas. So I can't speak too much about that. But what I will say is that if you want to do it, you need to do it. You need to put yourself out there, no matter how hard it is. You must put yourself out there. And if you're not willing to put yourself out there on social media, because I'm assuming you have a phone, correct? You have access to
Yes,
like
I actually do put myself out there. Not gonna make it seem like I don't, because I would say 2.5 years ago, I was actually afraid to put my face on a screen or even take pictures. But prior to now, I do that. I've even done stuff for 2 businesses based on our country, because I've been reaching out to companies as well overseas, like UK or Canada or anywhere else in America. But you don't have that much luck because they don't know nothing about us. So it's kind of hard, but I still do try, even if the answer is going to be a no or a yes. Right. So I do have a lot of the problems where I have a lot of negative self-talk within myself, because it's like, am I really going to get there? Am I going to become like, I guess, like you or anybody else? But I know I can't compare myself to everyone, because that's not a good thing to do. Absolutely. But I do have a difficult time with the negative self-talk, because I think I'm not going to really get out there, but I still do try. So it's like a spiritual war, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And wow, like that does sound hard. I'm trying to think if I would put myself in your shoes, and I feel like the best advice that I could give is to just keep being consistent. Like, it doesn't matter if it takes 5 years for you to get yourself out there. I know for me, with my YouTube, I don't know if some of you guys know this, but when I first started my YouTube channel, I actually started it with my ex-girlfriend. Like, yeah. And so we ended up getting to like maybe 1,000 subscribers. And then we broke up, and then like I left the channel vacant for quite some time. And from there, I probably only uploaded like once every 3 months, and I wasn't seeing growth. And then once I started being consistent, then that's when I started to see the numbers and everything start to go up from there. And, you know, that's just one of those testimonials where it's like, if you're consistent and you want it, you're going to go after it, no matter what the outside opinion is, no matter what it is, excuse me, you're going to continue to go for it.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to know if any, like, you are the host would have any advice on that, because I think I need a bit more of positive self-talk from others as well, because I do try my best within myself, but those thoughts come in sometimes more stronger than the positive. So I was wondering if you guys had. Yeah,
I am not too familiar with like what your content is, but a little bit of advice I could give you on the business side is start reaching out to hair companies. Those are probably like the easiest sponsorships for you to secure. And a lot of people don't want to reach out to them, so they just wait for them to come to you. But in reality, you should definitely reach out to them and ask them like, hey, are you looking for someone to promote this? Because if they promote you and you promote their brand, it's like it's a win-win. And although in the beginning you probably are not going to get paid, and I know that sucks, but most of us, we didn't get paid in the beginning when we first started doing these things. So it was kind of like an exchange for their audience and the same vice versa, whatever we have in exchange for them. And I know personally from experience when I was working in it, when I was over in Italy and I was working for hair companies, I had companies that would send me products all the way over to Italy. And this is products coming from China to Italy, so to Europe. But I would say definitely try to get in that niche. If you're looking for some sort of audience, or if you're looking to get out there, definitely reach out to the hair companies, because once companies see that you're working with 1 or 2 hair companies, you'll have many more rolling in. And on top of that, you will also have other brands trying to reach out to you, like bigger brands from, Curology, BetterHelp, just many brands that are always looking for creators. So you definitely have to start somewhere. And I would definitely suggest that you reach out to hair companies if you're looking to get more of an audience.
Okay, I appreciate it. Let me not hold up everybody else that has a question, because I know the time is short. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
It was nice talking to you.
Same to you as well.
I hope I helped.
You already did.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Next.
It was Alyssa, right, Denasia?
Hi. I think so too.
Hi.
Hey.
I love you so much. Oh my gosh. Like, you don't understand. You helped me so much during quarantine. We're not gonna get into that.
Thank you. I'm so glad I could do that.
Thank you. Okay, so my question is like, how do you manage like friendships? Like, how do you manage to like take care of yourself and find time to be selfish while still being there for your friends?
I think this goes into the topic of not letting people trauma dump on you, because I think it's very common in friendships for us to get connected with people because of the trauma that we both share within each other. And when it comes down to it, I feel like you definitely you can't take on everybody else's problems, because then it really starts to affect your every day-to-day lifestyle. And for me and my friends, before we've been to each other, we'll be like, oh, like, can you take on this right now? Like, do you think you can take on like a mental dump right now? And if one of my friends says no, then, it's all good. Go to my journal out whatever it is. I think you have to have that balance, and you have to have those boundaries with your friends. So to be like, hey girl, like, I have something I need to talk about, but I don't know, like, can you take on this issue right now? It's always nice to have someone ask before they just drop a whole load on you of whatever they're going through, because sharing energy with people is real. If one of your friends is going through something, that can really tug at your heartstrings and take a lot out of you. So you have to have those boundaries, because you both have 2 separate lives that you want to live. And if you can't find that balance, it's really hard for you to be able to live your every day-to-day lifestyle if you're too busy taking on everybody else's problems. You have to be able to have those boundaries and let them know, like, hey, I don't think I'm able to take on this today. Like, I'm not having a good day myself, so I don't think I'm able to take this on. But when it comes down to it, I think that, sorry, there's like so many people just went by. I thought they wanted this room, but when it comes down to it, I will say boundaries are everything. And definitely make sure you're making time for yourself. I think that sometimes it's so hard for us to speak up for ourselves, because we love our friends so much, but we have to make sure to take up time for ourselves so that we can show up to the friendship the best version of ourselves that we can. And if we can't show up as our best self, we don't feel good at all. That's not a good feeling. So definitely communicate with your friends and let them know, like, hey, I'm not feeling too good right now. I don't feel like I could take on all this information. Maybe we could talk about this tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Love you. And I hope you have like a blessed day.
You as well.
Thank you, Alyssa.
Let's see.
Okay. So my question is, what was I gonna say? Oh, my question is, so when I look at my analytics a lot on YouTube, right? And I remember during the summer, like I was really going at it, and I posted like a Shein haul. And Shein is very like up there, so it's bound that everyone like gravitates towards that video. And I was like so happy because I had my first 1,000 views on my channel and all of that. And then like,
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I had bought myself down because one night I was looking at my analytics and I saw that there was more men watching me than females. And like obviously as a female, you don't want male attention. You want female attention. And like that brought me down so bad where I privated all my videos and wanted to quit. And like the people I reached out to, they was telling me like it's okay to take a break, but to realize that it's harder to get a female based what's it called? Like a female, like more activity from females than men, because men are gonna watch anything that you put out. So my question is, what advice could you give to me that I can start making more content for females to watch me?
Okay.
And like not to bring my self-esteem down every time I see that one what's it called again? Like men watch me more than females.
Yeah. For one, I would say don't let that bring you down whatsoever, because in this industry, it's really easier for males to gain more traction on the YouTube platform. And I think that's just because, I hate to say this, but some women, they just don't want to see other women win.
Yes, like they pick and choose.
Yeah, exactly. So when it comes to it, that's just, it sucks that that's how it is. But just from what I've noticed, it's definitely harder for you to gain women viewership over. And I think that a lot of women right now are just so lost within like this curated it girl theme. So that's the content that they're looking for. But I think that you have to be okay with the pros and the cons that come with it. Like just come with the platform. Just like that's like with when they had the like to dislike ratio. If you got dislikes on videos, you had to just be okay with that. I think as time goes on, like I said, people will slowly start to gravitate towards you. And definitely, I don't know, I feel like if you're looking to gain more feminine based content or feminine based viewership, definitely stay in the realm of like maybe maintenance, like going to get my hair done, maybe going to go get my nails done, come with me to go do this, or just run errands, or like going to Target. Like these are things that have been on YouTube for years and it's so popular, and I don't think it's ever going to die out no matter what it is. So excuse me, definitely would say get into the maintenance side of YouTube. Maybe, like I said, hair appointments, nail appointments. Excuse me. I know you said you did a Shein haul. For me, when I was younger, I did a swimsuit haul. I think it was maybe like 17. And I was kind of in that same position because a lot of men had watched, and I was like, oh, gross. Like all these comments, this is not what I'm looking for. The video is taken down now, but I definitely understand how you feel. But try to shift your content, maybe just a little bit, but don't go too far to the point where you're not being who you are. If you have to step out, if you don't like getting your nails done really long, don't get your nails long. Go get them done short, or in the same vice versa. Don't step out and do something that is against who you are as a person.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Of course. I hope that helps.
Noelle?
Hi, I'm gonna just keep it really short because I know the presentation is about to end. I just want to say I love your journey. Your transformation has been really inspiring. My question is, how can I like learn how to get out of a scarcity mindset, especially when it comes to money? Because I know that I'm the type of person who either like thinks that, okay, I have to hold on to this because it's not going to come back to me. And I feel like that, like, it just messes up a lot of opportunities for me, and it's very stressful as well. Like it keeps me in this stress cycle with money. So I just wanted to know some tips or advice you might have on it.
Okay, I'm literally looking up scarcity right now because I have no clue what that means.
Like basically like penny pinching. You know what that is?
No. It's okay. I'm gonna figure it out. Hold on. I'm pulling out my little thesaurus. Hold on. Let me see. Scarcity. Okay, let's see the state of things. There's a short supply shortage. Okay. Scarcity. So I think you also have to realize that time is on our side. I know it's very common for a lot of people to feel like time is running out. And I feel like that goes back to the question we had at the beginning, where the young lady was stating that, you know, she feels like social media makes it seem like you have to have all these things accomplished by a certain age. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, time is on your side. Take your time. Mm-hmm. Don't self-sabotage, because that's something that's very common, and it'll talk you out of doing whatever it is that you want to do. Don't let the idea of time or anything else for that matter stop. Whatever you want to do. I know, you know, we're in very crazy times right now, you know, with COVID, the what is it called? I know, like, some people were saying that there's like a money shortage and things going on right now. We're in very crazy times right now. So I know how it feels to probably make yourself seem like, dang, like I'm running out of time. I need to get this done. I need to get this done. But time is definitely on your side. And I do believe that you can do whatever it is. And you should not let the idea of, oh, well, I have to get this done, or like, oh, time's not on my side and I don't have time to do this because I feel like the world's gonna end. I don't think you should let that stop you from doing whatever it is. And especially when it comes to the money part of it, money's not, it's going, but oh, hold on, something just popped up.
Yeah, it popped up for me too.
It's not going anywhere. It's really not, you know, and don't let the crazy outside world affect the things that you want to do in your real life. You definitely shouldn't. I think that's why sometimes I have to take social media breaks, because I feel myself getting overwhelmed by taking on every little thing that's going on in this world. In reality, we can't control these things. We can't control the government system, the way the money's working. We can't control any of this. So you can't let that take away from your real life. Because once you get too consumed, you start self-sabotaging a lot because you're stressing over things you can't even control.
Yeah, that helped. Thank you.
Of course. Oh, we have a poll. Oh, wait, hold on. I got so many things popping up on my screen, y'all.
Wait, I just have one more question. You said to reach out to wig. I'm sorry, yes. Jenia. You said to reach out to wig companies. What wig companies do you refer to reach out to?
Okay, so
especially if you have a low subscribing count too.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. When I first started out, I started with Julia. That was a company that I purchased from personally. I love their hair. I also really liked, I'm trying to think. Hold on. I'm just gonna go to my YouTube studio and I'll be able to find companies that I reached out to in the beginning. I'll find the videos. Hold on. I gotcha. Also, Shein too. Definitely reach out to Shein. They are always willing to send out products of clothing to people. Definitely reach out to them as well.
Let's see. Jania, did you still have your question? Are you there?
Because of that, y'all.
Sorry about that. I'm here. Okay, it was Janaya. It's pronounced as Janaya. Sorry about that.
Janaya. Okay.
Yes. I just want to congratulate you for, you know, being on your journey and everything like that, because I watched you from around like 2020 all the way up until this end. But my question was sorry about that. But my question was about like setting boundaries, not only for YouTube, but for other people as well, because I have this type of tendency of nurturing people, and sometimes they use it like sometimes they, you know, use it for the wrong things. And same with my family, because sometimes they feel entitled and possessive to things that aren't theirs.
Absolutely. When it comes to being a nurturing friend, I think that that's absolutely normal, and it's nothing wrong with nurturing, whether it's your friends, family. But I think you have to find that fine line between nurturing and just completely people pleasing. once you realize that you are doing these things for people because you want to be deemed as a good person, but you know that that's not even really what you want to do, or you know that that's not good for you, excuse me, I think that it'll make things a lot easier. So I will say, don't feel bad for being a nurturing person. If you're a nurturing person, I think you should continue to be that, but make sure that you set those boundaries and you are not people pleasing, because it's so easy to teeter totter in between the two.
Right. And not only that, I want to like give you a thank you, because out of all the YouTubers, I'm quite like nervous, but out of all the YouTubers, I really felt like I can relate to you so much because of the things that you know went through and progressed. And I just really want to say thank you to you.
No, first of all, thank you. Thank all of you for being here. Actually, I think it's so amazing to have a community of people that resonate with whatever it is that I could possibly be going through, whether you might not agree with this or agree with that. At least at some point in my journey, you had resonated with something that I went through, and whether I helped you get through it or helped talk you through it, I think that's amazing. And I love having an audience of you guys and just letting you guys be open and let this be an open community, because I don't have older sisters. Well, I didn't grow up with older sisters in the household. I was typically the only child. So it's hard, like trying to figure out and navigate this life thing, especially with me being, well, I'm the second person in my family to go to college. My brother was the first. So like a lot always depends on me, and it's so hard. And so being able to have this outlet in this community of amazing young women that can be here just to hear me out, even if you don't resonate, just to hear whatever I gotta say, because Lord knows I can run my mouth all the time. So it's nice for you all to be here. And also, I'm so sorry, I wanted to go back to for the with girls that wanted to, you know, get into wig companies. Definitely look into Beauty Forever Hair. I don't know how I forgot about them, but they are so beginner friendly when you're trying to get into this YouTube realm. Definitely reach out to Beauty Forever. You have DY777. Those were company, that was the company that I reached out to. Excuse me. Let me see. Yeah, those were like the top two companies I was working with. Oh, and also Jurley Shein and Jurley She. Those are also two companies that are really good when it comes to beginners. And like I said, you know, they might not pay you, but you know, you are starting out, and their exposure, excuse me, could really help you as well. You're getting free things in return, and you're promoting them, and they are also posting you on their feed, their website, their Instagram, no matter what it is, and you're getting some sort of traction to your channel.
Yes, that is so amazing. Aaliyah, this conversation has just been so insightful. Like I'm I'm lost for words. The engagement, you ladies, I'm just so appreciative of everyone on the Zoom. I know a couple people left, but I just want to say thank you. Like seriously, this conversation, the way you just made everybody feel so comfortable expressing things.
Yeah.
You know, like you just made everyone feel so comfortable. And as we conclude, I just, like I said, I wanted to say thank you. And girls, I'm grateful for you guys asking questions. I hope Aaliyah gave some very much needed insight on self-love, confidence, self-esteem, everything in that nature. Like I'm really excited with the way this turned out, Aaliyah. Thank you so much. And I think Denasia was gonna get a couple videos to end the Zoom off of us too. But yes, and also when you leave, I would like you to send your PO box to me because I have a gift for you, just to show yes, just to show my appreciation and my gratitude for you joining the Zoom. And I really appreciate you. So please, when you get off or put in my email, please send me your PO box. I have a gift for you. So
thank you. Oh my gosh. Well, first things first, thank you for your gift. And secondly, I want to thank all of you amazing ladies for coming to this chat. Like, I didn't know where this was gonna go. When I first got the opportunity, I was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. But it just felt so comfortable and it felt so raw. And I really enjoyed this. I enjoy all of you once again for making the internet a safe place for me, because it got to a point where I was just completely over it. And I'm so grateful to have an audience of young women that are striving to be better in whatever it is. That's one thing that I always want to promote on my channel is, go do something with your life. Go be great. Go break the stereotypes of the way the society deems us as Black women. Go do great things, because we could literally take over the world. Black women are amazing, and we have so many diverse women in this industry that can make it very far, but you just have to be willing to put yourself out there. So I'm so glad to speak to all of you, and I'm looking forward to see what all of you do in this lifetime. And thank you so much for supporting me. And I hope to come talk to you guys again. I definitely want to come and join a little Zoom again. Like, and
yes,
just
Aaliyah, I felt
be spectating.
Partnership for us, most definitely.
Yes.
Obviously, my girls, they love you. We love you. And it's just great to see, like, coming even from me. I've been watching you just like the other girls since you were in high school, since your transition with everything, and just seeing how you became another woman, and not even like something was wrong with you back then, but just to see the transition. And it's just amazing. And that's why you were one of the first people that's like, self-love, confidence. I'm contacting them. Like, I have to.
Yeah, put yourself first.
Yeah,
always put yourself
every
first.
time.
You have to put yourself first, because I promise you, when it comes to the internet, it's so easy for you to lose yourself and lose sight, especially when it comes to the money. When it comes to money, so many people are willing to go against everything for the money. But no, I one thing I always applaud myself for is never losing sight of the main goal. No matter how many times I take breaks from YouTube, I have never lost sight of my idea of going to go get my education. No matter if I took a gap semester, no matter what it was, I always, and I am still sticking to that. So once again, I am so glad that I had the opportunity to come here and to speak to all of you ladies. You guys are all amazing, and you made this a really good, safe place. And I can't wait to go tell my mom, because I know she literally built up my phone. She's asking me, how's it going? How's it going? So I'm so excited to see where this goes from here. And hopefully I see you ladies again.
Yes, you will. Thank you so much, Aaliyah, for your time. I really appreciate you. And we love you so much. If we can do I love you, Aaliyah, right quick. If we can all go off mute and say I love you, Aaliyah, because what? No
yes. Wait, hold on. Don't do it yet. Let me remove the spotlight. You can see everybody. Hold on. Mia, get off the spotlight.
Hold on, I'm trying to get off.
Okay. If you're comfortable, please turn on your camera. If not, that is completely fine. I just want to take a video.
Wait, why is not letting me get off? Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all.
I turned you off, girl. You ain't on my
Okay, good. I forgot you as a co-host. You got it.
Okay. And okay, so what are we saying? On the count of 3, we love you, Aaliyah.
We love you, Aaliyah. Yes.
All right. On the count of 3, y'all come off mute. What y'all doing?
Yes, come off mute, y'all.
I can see y'all on mute. All right, ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
We love you.
Period.
I love you guys so much, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys very soon. I'm gonna make sure to try to, I don't know if this chat will still be available after we're finished, but I do want to get everyone's YouTube. I want to follow you all on YouTube. I love watching YouTube, okay? And I love seeing the new girlies come up. So please, please, please make sure you are dropping your handles down below, and I will talk to you all very soon.
Yes. Thank you, Aaliyah.
Thank you, Aaliyah. If it is easy for the girls, we can make a post on the page where you can just specifically.
Yes. Oh, yes. Do you have a? Let me go follow your page. Yes, that'll be even easier. What's?
You can just drop the handles in the comments, or we can also add it.
Yes, so the page, okay, y'all. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a graphic like literally right now, and then Aaliyah. So the Instagram page is inclusive.org. And I put that in the chat, but it's like I just checked, it's 500 messages so far that we've been texted in here. So let me put it in the chat, and then I'm gonna make a graphic. So all you ladies are gonna head over to my Instagram and just literally drop your Instagram, and it's gonna be there for Aaliyah.
Yay!
And then y'all, I'm literally posting it. I'm posting it right now. I'm just gonna post a random. Wait, actually, y'all, post it under. I just posted the We're Live. Can you see it, y'all? Hold on. Let me see if I can. Okay.
Oh, you guys are so sweet.
And then I do it under this one because I put We're Live and it's Aaliyah's face.
Yes, I got you. I just followed your Instagram account.
Okay, perfect. And then
everybody, yes, make sure you drop your comments. Don't be scared. We all got to start somewhere. Promote yourself, promote yourself, promote yourself. I'm going to check all you ladies out, and I love you all. And thank you so much for coming.
Yes, we love you. I'll see you later, Liyah.
Yes, you will. Bye, baby.
Your box. Bye, baby.